Hi everyone, Ashlyn Giza YouTube channel. Today we are going to talk about fake apologies versus real, sincere, genuine apologies. There'll be times where like me and my husband will be arguing and I'm pointing out to him something that bothers me or something that I don't feel is right. And once I point out to him that I feel like he's walking in the house from work, not really showing that he's in a good mood or not showing that he really is happy to see me or the kids or something. Sometimes, like the other night, I'll confront him and I'll say, "You're acting kind of weird," and you're acting like kind of sitting in the corner and kind of looking around at everything and like you're not really thinking clear. There's something wrong, or there like is there are you having anxiety? Are you tired? What's going on? And then when I asked him that and confronted him that the other night, he got super defensive and he's like, "There isn't anything wrong with me. Why?" And I'm like, "Well, because I asked you if you could do the laundry and you just walked down the hallway and said, gonna change my clothes first." And then he went back to the bedroom and changed his clothes and then came back out and sat at the other end of the couch. And so I was like, okay, see, you're sitting on the other end of the couch now, and that's kind of weird. Like, how come you couldn't switch the laundry out for me before you went to go change your clothes? And he's like, well, because you said that my clothes have been stinking from work. And it's like, yeah, I did say that. But as you guys have known, because I've been talking about it, I have been having fever, cold chills, and body aches the last like 6 days now, and we don't know why. I got blood work done. It's not showing any infections or anything wrong. So I just kind of had to wait this out. And if I still feel this way next week, I have to go back into the doctor. So I was asking him to do the laundry because I needed his help. That's just the truth. And I wanted it done like right when I asked him to do it because I usually am at home all day and clean the house, do the dishes, do laundry, and take care of our 2 year old and our 10 year old and our 13 year old. And although he works, it's nice sometimes to get help around the house. So I'm not saying that he never helps me around the house because he does, but it's sometimes it's nice when you ask somebody to do something if they can do it when you ask them to and not like do other things first, because it's kind of like when you tell your kids to clean their room and um you have to tell them like 3 or 4 times before they actually do it. It's annoying, right? Well, that's kind of how it is. Like I never hardly asked for help with cleaning our own home because I love to clean. I actually made a video about how much I love cleaning. It's called OCD, and I usually love cleaning, but when I don't feel good, I I don't really like cleaning so much, and I like asking for help. And I think anybody's like that. Anybody, when they don't feel good, doesn't probably like to clean and probably wants some help. So, um, I wanted him to do it right when I asked him to. It just gets frustrating, especially when you don't feel good, when somebody's like just not doing what you ask, especially when you're asking nice, which I did ask nice. And so he got defensive. And then he's like, "Why are you always thinking that I'm acting weird?" No, I'm not. I'm fine. I'm just tired from work and I'm having some anxiety. And I'm like, "Well, why are you having anxiety? Like, what's going on with you?" Because that's a true, genuine question that I had. Like, what the hell was going on with him? So he said, "I'm not getting any sleep and I don't know. I don't know." And I go, "What do you mean you don't know? I mean, you just said okay, you haven't got sleep. That's one thing. But when you say I don't know about the anxiety part, how do you not know? Are you having anxiety for one of those days where you're just having it for no reason? Are you having anxiety because you don't want to come home and uh, like deal with me not feeling good and asking you for help or demanding you for help or wanting to help me with Oasis, our son, who is a toddler and is really in his terrible twos and kind of fussy and running around all day? Or are you having anxiety because you have a lot going on at work? What is going on? Like, that's what I'm thinking in my head. But he wasn't able to tell me that. And then since when I asked him if he had, why he was having anxiety, he just goes, I don't know. God, you always say that. You say that I'm acting weird all the time, and when I'm just sitting here and I'm not doing anything wrong at all. And I'm like, why are you talking to me like that? And you're crossing your arms, because he crossed his arms when he started saying all that. And I'm like, why are you crossing your arms like that? And then he goes, uh, why does it matter if I'm crossing my arms? And I'm like, because I've studied a lot about how body language is, and it means that usually when someone's crossing their arms, especially if you're in an argument or a fight, it means that somebody's getting defensive or being like protective and defending themselves. I'm like, that's it. That's just weird to me. The whole thing so far, like this whole like argument, is just weird. You could have just like switched out the laundry for me really quick and then went and changed your clothes, and then we could have carried on with the night. And like as I'm talking, he starts saying, you always do this. You always think that there's something wrong with me. And I'm like, I don't always do this, but yeah, when I'm noticing that there's something wrong, or when I'm noticing that there's something that's bothering me, or that I'm questioning, I have questions about, then yes, I'm going to ask you that, because when you're married, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to ask questions, and you're supposed to confront somebody, the person you're married to, or your boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever. um, you're supposed to confront them when you feel a certain type of way, or when you're wondering something about them. Um, I he grew up in a family where they don't communicate really, so I'm not sure if he just doesn't know how to handle somebody that um, has questions and is confrontational and is blunt and likes to talk. And if that, over the 6 years we've been together, has just started get annoying to him. But I, I don't know, that whole thing was really weird. And usually he likes R&B songs and stuff like that. So I was trying to have him apologize, I made him apologize like 6 times, because when he was apologizing to me for like kind of raising his voice, I like to say he was yelling, because um, raising your voice and yelling are kind of the same thing to me, in my opinion. So, but he says he said that night he was just raising his voice. He wasn't yelling. But when somebody's apologizing and they're going, "I said I'm sorry," or "I'm sorry," in that tone, or um, "Yeah, sure, I'm sorry." That does not seem like someone's sorry. It seems like they're just saying that because they're annoyed with you and they want you to just shut up. And also, so I kept making him apologize because that's how he was saying it. And so I was like, nope, I'm not accepting that apology until you can apologize to me like a man, like an adult, and talk to me like how I'm talking to you. Then I will accept it. But I'm not accepting an apology when you're going, Ashley, I said I'm sorry. When we don't really call each other by our names, we call each other lover or honey and babe and stuff like that. And so if he was really sorry, usually I know my husband, he'll like kind of touch my arm or something, or my leg, and go, honey, I'm really sorry. But that night he was like, Ashley, I already said I was sorry like 3 times. And I was like, okay, I'm still not accepting that apology, because that's not how you apologize to somebody. That is not how you do that. And then I go, can you say you're sorry, like in a genuine way, and then give me a kiss and a hug? And then he's like, okay, sure. I'm sorry. And then he came up to me and kissed me on the lips, and he put his arm around me, and I kind of went like this. And he goes, "Why are you looking at me like that?" And I go, "Looking at you like what?" And he goes, "Looking at me weird. You're weird right now." And I go, "I'm weird right now. I'm looking at you like that because the way you said when I asked you if you could apologize, I said, 'Can you apologize to me, please?' And you said, 'Sure, I'm sorry.' And then you come up to me and kiss me and just hug me. Again, I could tell that that wasn't genuine. And you, like, when you're with someone and you're married to them, or boyfriend and girlfriend with them, or girlfriend or boyfriend and boyfriend or whatever, um like, you can tell when that person, especially if you've been with them for a long time, like I've been with him for like 6 years now, you can tell when they're actually really sorry, or like when they're just saying sorry to shut you up, or they're saying sorry because they don't feel like they have anything to apologize about. So, with that being said, I'm going to read you guys a couple things about fake apologies. So, some signs of fake apologies um, are okay, let me read this again. So some ways to show that you're sorry genuinely will help with renewing trust, soothing emotional wounds, and repaired damaged relationships or marriages. So sometimes it's hard for people to say they're sorry. For like my husband, for some reason, it's hard for him to say he's sorry because he's a stubborn person. And a lot of other people in this world are like that too. I can even be like that too sometimes. I admit it. Um, Usually, though, when I am not genuinely sorry, I'm purposefully not apologizing genuinely, because I'm feeling like that person's just making me say sorry because I'm asking them if they can say sorry, because that's usually what happens between me and my husband. Is I tell him there's something I notice that he does wrong, or there's something that I noticed that bothered me about him, and then I ask him if he can apologize, and he'll apologize in the manner that I showed you guys, like rude and mean, and then he'll say, "I'll apologize if you apologize too," and then I'm like, "Okay, I'm sorry then, but I'm really not sorry, because honestly, I'm not sorry because I shouldn't have to be sorry when I'm the one confronting you about something wrong you did." So that's usually when I don't apologize. Um, I usually don't apologize at all. If I really don't feel I'm sorry, I'll straight up tell somebody I don't feel I'm sorry. But okay, some legitimate reasons that I've told him to be sorry, that I'm asking him for apologies for, is his attitude that he has when he comes home from work sometimes. I understand work can be tiring. I used to be a CNA. I used to work 16-hour shifts, double shifts, because people would call in sick. And I would be a single mom taking care of three children on my own after work, and raising kids off one income. So he can't sit there and pretend like I don't know how that feels, because I do. And I've been a mom since I was 17 years old. So I know what it's like to raise kids, and I know what it's like to not get any sleep. So when he's like telling me that he's tired and telling me that he's worked all week and stuff like that, to me, that's a sorry excuse for somebody just to want to cop an attitude. So, uh, but some reasons to apologize, like I said, are to renew trust, soothe emotional wounds, repair damaged relationships. Why is it so hard for people to say they're sorry? Fake apologies can feel like you never received an apology at all, which is what I feel like sometimes when he tries to tell me that he's sorry. He doesn't apologize in a nice way. Some fake apologies can be in a manipulative manner, or a confrontative manner. People get defensive when you tell them they have done something wrong. So that's what I was telling you guys. Sometimes when I confront my husband about something he's doing and the way it's making me feel, he'll say that he'll get defensive because he doesn't want to hear what he's done wrong, because like I told you guys, I feel, in my opinion, it has to do with his family, because they don't confront each other. They don't like they don't go up to each other and say, "Hey, you said this the other day and it made me feel like this." Or, "Hey, I don't think that was right for you to say. I would like an apology." They don't talk to each other like that, which is weird in my opinion. Okay? Or they will react by denying their apology. They'll play victim, make excuses, and they'll deflect and shift the blame to you. A genuine apology is finding some way to oh yeah, okay, sorry. A a genuine apology is showing remorse and owning up to how you made somebody feel, rather than finding somebody to blame. Actions speak volumes. Saying sorry isn't always good enough, but rather showing action. So sometimes, like when you apologize to somebody, um, saying sorry sometimes isn't the only thing you can do to show that you feel bad for what you did. You can do an action like write a letter, a love note, buy them flowers, um, clean the house, have their clothes laid out for work, anything like that. Or, just any random act of kindness. Okay, so a red flag for I'm a fake apology is an "I'm sorry but." So when somebody goes, "I'm sorry, but you always do things that annoy me. When you come up to me and you confront me about things that I do, that annoys me, and then I get really mad and frustrated." That is an excuse. So you're not sorry for what you're doing, because you're saying a "but" after you're sorry. Um, Another fake apology is when they try to make themselves the victim and make it out like they're hurting too, and that their feelings matter more than yours, making you feel like you have no right to expect an apology from them. And then another fake apology is, um, "I'm sorry that you took it that way," and then they'll acknowledge that um, you want them to apologize and they did something wrong, but they'll make it out like it's just a miscommunication. Um, so they aren't really saying sorry for what they did. They think since there wasn't an intention to hurt you, that there's no reason you should be feeling bad or feeling mad at them. Um, and then some people will do fake apologies and they'll act like you're overreacting or being too sensitive. And then they'll deflect and they'll lack empathy for what they did. So deflecting is when you point out that they did something wrong and you point out something that's annoying you. But then they'll say, um, "Yeah, I do that, but you do that too, and you always say this and that." They won't stop and realize that two wrongs don't make a right, and that just because one person does something, it doesn't make it right for you to do it. And right now, I've been actually going to therapy for like the last almost year, the last almost 2 years actually. And it's been helping me, but it's helping me though to open my eyes to see that some of the stuff that my husband has been doing to me isn't right. So he's not liking that I'm seeing the stuff that is wrong, and some of the ways that I'm being treated. So, okay, and then another fake apology thing is, I'm sorry you feel that way. Well, funny because this some of the stuff I'm reading from to you guys is from the web, and it's from other YouTube videos and stuff like that. And that is one thing that my husband says all the time, and I cannot stand it. And the other night he said that to me intentionally because he I confronted him about that and told him when he apologizes to me like that really bothers me. Um, that when someone says, I'm sorry you feel that way. Because when they're saying, I'm sorry you feel that way, they're basically saying, look, sorry you're hurt, but I'm sorry you feel that way. But they're trying to defend themselves, but not acknowledge their bad behavior and not have remorse for their bad behavior or their odd, weird behavior that made you feel uncomfortable. Okay, and then another reason why they have fake apologies or don't want to apologize is because they don't want to own up to what they have done, and they will try to invalidate your feelings and make you feel like it's your fault. Um, they'll say, "I'm sorry you think that." What they mean is you're in the wrong and think you're okay. When they say, "I'm sorry you think that," what they mean is you're wrong in your thinking and they are right. Um, Another thing is I'll apologize if you stop doing what you're doing. So that's a deflecting thing. Another deflecting thing. I'll apologize if you don't do this or don't do that. So it's rather like they're making a bargain with you or a deal with you, like a negotiation type thing. Like I'll apologize to you if you stop yelling at me or if you stop asking me what's wrong with me and saying that I'm weird or that I'm acting funny, or I'll apologize to you if you stop being having anger issues all the time, anger issues that I'm going to therapy for, anger issues that he, my husband, very well knew before we got in a committed relationship where we called each other boyfriend and girlfriend, and before we called each other fiancés, and then before we even got actually married and called each other husbands and wives. He already knew I had that anger issue, and he said yes to it. So knowing that I had anger issues from past abuse, physical abuse and mental abuse that I was subjected to, um, he's trying to act like I shouldn't have any problems at all, and I don't have any right to confront him when I can see when he's doing something wrong. And if I have an anger outburst, I'll admit to him that I'm having one, and I'll tell him the reason why. But it's weird because he can't do the same with me. Not all the time. Sometimes he can, and lately he has been sometimes, but not that good. Um, so, another thing, a fake apology type of thing, is they tell you what you want to hear so they can get you off their case. Or try to get you to say sorry too, making it sound like more of a deal than an apology, which is what I was just saying to you guys. Like, they'll try to make a bargain with you or um, negotiate. So, like, if you apologize, if they apologize, then you need to apologize too, which is kind of to me acting like a little kid, not acting like a grown up adult. Okay, another thing, last but not least, is I'm sorry I only said that because of what you did, or I'm sorry, but I've been tired since. Hold on, I'm sorry, you guys. Okay, I'm sorry. That was my son trying to get in here and try to mess everything up and be loud in the video again. Okay, so last but not least, they'll say, um, I'm sorry, I only said that because of what you did. Or I'm sorry, but I've been tired. Since you and the kids wake me up and since I help out with our son, I don't get sleep. So it's usually not how I act if I get sleep. So they will sometimes, other people sometimes will make an excuse and try to make you feel bad or feel guilty for their behavior. So if they're acting strange and you notice it, or they're not acting like their normal nice self and you're confronting them, like this is a hypothetical example, like what has happened to me. If you confront them about their strange behavior or acting not like themselves, or asking them it, telling them what you want from them and what you expect from them, which is more affection. This is some examples of what I want more of: more affection, more uh, love, more caring. And when he comes home from work, my husband, wanting him more to seem like he wants to be at home and like he cares, other than acting like how Adam Sandler acts on the movie Click, where he just comes home and he's in autoplay and he just wants to get the week over with instead of stopping and smelling the flowers and uh, realizing that you have a beautiful family, a nice apartment home to live in, running cars, and friends, and he has two that he doesn't talk to that often anymore because he claims that he just doesn't want to. But you have friends, and I have friends. I have one close friend that he's kind of friends with now too, because um, I've known her since I was 5, and we've went to dinner with her a couple times. But I mean, it's like you have a good life, so what are you doing? I mean, I understand everybody has depression and anxiety at some points in their life. I do a lot. I have anger issues even. But like, come on, like you can't be an adult and like take accountability for the shit you do, people. Like when somebody's confronting you about something that you feel that they feel is hurting them, you need to acknowledge it and actually talk to them about the problem, not in a hateful, cruel manner, or like it said on the websites on the internet, not compare yourself to each other and say, well, you're not wanting me to do this, 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 and this. Well, then I don't want you to do this, 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 and this. That's not how it works. I mean, I'm in me and my husband's situation, I'm doing my legwork. I'm going to therapy. I'm confronting him when something's bothering me. I'm talking to him when things are making me mad or pissing me off or annoying me. He, in other words, is like when we're talking about it, he's just getting defensive. He's saying, I don't know a lot. He's saying sorry, like to shut me up rather than to own up to what he's doing. He's not really seeming like he wants to get help or therapy, because he there's been a lady that he's reached out to get therapy, and she's called him numerous times. I only know because his voicemail, we've played his voicemail on speakerphone out loud, and she's left several messages and he hasn't got a hold of her, or tried to call anybody else to get therapy or help. So it just seems like he's kind of in this state where he's giving up, and or maybe doesn't give a shit what I think anymore. And it's just getting tired of me always pointing out stuff that bothers me, which is really strange because, in my opinion, if you care about somebody, and they're pointing out something they're doing wrong, and they're not listening to you, it's making you feel like shit. Like, I'll ask him. I'll be like, what am I doing? What do you want from me? Uh, what do you want me to change about myself? He'll say several times, I don't like the way you talk to me and your anger issue. Okay, then I asked him, what do you want me to do to for that? He said maybe therapy or counseling. So I went and I've done that. I've done that for 2 years. So now that I'm doing that and I'm using the tools that my therapist is wanting me to use, he is not liking the confrontation. he's not liking what I was told to do, which is every time something bothers me, ask him about it, confront him about it, talk to him about it. He's not wanting to talk back in an adult manner. He's wanting to get defensive and not apologize, not take accountability, and just be rude about it and blame me and make me look like I'm a bad person and I with an anger issue that needs to be fixed, um, because I always call him names and I always do this and I always do that. When really, honestly, this guy has done some pretty shitty things to me in the past that are really hard for a woman, especially, to take back and not think about. Um, and essentially, I've never really done anything to this man. I've been faithful to him. I take care of his children. I clean his home. I do his laundry. I clean his dirty dishes. Um, I don't look at pornography. I don't talk to any guys in any flirty type of way, or I don't even go out with friends really. Every time I do go out with a friend, he comes with us because that's just how we do it as a couple. When we go out with friends, we all go out as like on double dates to dinners or to a movie or something like that. I've never said, stay, I'd like you to stay home with the kids so I can go to a bar and drink. I don't drink, I don't do drugs. Um, I pretty much the only thing that I do, and I'll own up to it and admit it right now on YouTube, is I do have an anger issue. I have an anger issue, and I name call him. I do name call him, and that's not right. And I'm working on that. But it seems like he has far more to work on than what I do, and he's not wanting to own up to that, and he's not liking hearing that either. So there is a difference between saying that I'm just like, I'm sorry in a genuine way and wanting to talk to somebody in a calm manner. And then there's a difference between like going, okay, I'm sorry. I said I'm sorry, talking like that, instead of going, hey, I'm thinking about what you're saying, and I can see where you're coming from, and I am really sorry. Um, I get really frustrated when you say this, and this to me, um, and it makes me angry. But I shouldn't react that way. I should talk to you about it or ask you what's going on and if there's something bothering you to figure out what's happening, and then we can work through it together. See the difference between the two? There's a lot more said there and a lot more heartfelt words put into it than just, I'm sorry. I said I'm sorry. Nope, I'm not apologizing to you. I apologized 5 times. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing this anymore with you. There's a difference between the two. And you can feel it in your heart and you can feel it in your gut when somebody's actually really sorry or they're not. So that's my video about fake apologies versus real, genuine apologies. And I will be on with another life topic.